Hello. Nice to see you.
See you.
Right. It is, but hi. My name is Stern Leibowitz, and these are my 5 points of culture, whatever that means. I wish that I had even expected sources of inspiration. I feel like you never know. You can be walking down the street, make you think of something. You can be reading, and I don't mean you have to be reading Middlemarch. Look it up. In general, most things are annoying. You have to agree, or you don't have to agree, but I would agree with myself that something that simply isn't annoying, I'm grateful for. I spent last week at the Met in the restoration studio with a Rembrandt. I was like 4 inches from this painting for like 3 hours. And I was with the woman who restored it. And I said, what do you do? She said, I clean it. I said, really? With turpentine? She said, yes. I said, you put turpentine on a Rembrandt? She said, yes. I said, did you ever think, what if I sneeze? So that was very inspiring, but that would be everyone. Well, maybe not everyone, but most sighted people would be inspired by this. A writer who's important to me, a current writer? I don't know what you mean by important. There are several current writers whose work I really like. Wally Shaw, Debbie Eisenberg, Lynn Tillman. I mean, I love Colson Whitehead's work. There are quite a few writers that I like. Last year, I think I saw Yuja Wang twice. She's fantastic. I used to go to the New York City Ballet all the time. Now, a long time ago, when Balanchine was alive and Jerry Robbins were alive. And Baryshnikov was dancing and Nureyev was dancing. During that era, there were, I would say, ballet lunatics in the audience. I mean, people who otherwise would be, hospitalized. So knowing that you have a very erudite audience is a very good thing for an artist, even though it may not be a very pleasant thing. How often those things go hand in hand. I mean, this is the greatest thing I've seen, at least in a year, new. And this is Marty's new movie called Killers of the Flower Moon. Not just one of Marty's greatest movies, one of the greatest movies I've ever seen. There's nothing, not even a shot, not a second, not a line of dialogue that you ever saw before. You're young, so there may be many things like that, but I've never seen this before. I know people talk about clothes all the time, and but very few people seem to have any knowledge at all of clothes. Understand there's a difference between fashion and style. So things may be in fashion, but maybe you shouldn't wear them. I would really like adults to dress like adults, all right? And that used to be a good thing, okay? And so children look cute in children's clothes, but adults don't. They look either deviant or like a slob, usually more like a slob. The culture needs more knowledge and less opinion, all right? I mean, you're entitled to your opinion, but I don't want to hear it. My least favorite thing is people who keep saying, do you think New York is over? No. Or people who say, where would you live if you couldn't live in New York? And I always think, why couldn't I live in New York? Okay, the reason to live in New York is because everyone can live in New York. Everyone can live in New York. I mean, no one can afford to live in New York, and yet everyone can live in New York. Being a good conversationalist is important to me. I mean, important to me in my friends, Having a sense of humor is also important. And a sense of humor doesn't mean you're funny. It means, things can be funny. You don't know this about me, but people show me their babies to see how smart they are, and I can always tell. And I can tell if you can make babies laugh. If they don't laugh, forget it, this baby's not smart. Don't spend a lot of money educating this kid. It's not gonna work.